Foreground window. MSR. Help equals F1. Push button. MSR dialog. Options are grouping. Help equals F1. Push button. Configure equals F3. Push button. Back to application equals F12. Push button. Quit equals F9. Push button. Nameless graphic. Configure equals F3. Push button. Space. Configure equals F3. Push button. Window. MSR. MSR window unavailable. Configure equals F3. Push button. Foreground window. Configure MSR. OK. Push button. Configure MSR dialog. Voice settings. Push button. Reading settings. Set keyboard echo. Push button. Event notifications. Push button. Mouse pointer options. Set focus tracking options for your mouse pointer. Push button. OK. Push button. Voice settings. Push button. Reading settings. Set keyboard echo. Push. Space. Reading settings. Set keyboard echo. Push button. Window. Configure MSR. Configure MSR window unavailable. Reading settings. Set keyboard echo. Push button. Foreground window. Review options. OK. Push button. Review options. Dialog. For whole window review, do it spatially, from top left to bottom right. Radio button, checked. Hierarchically, in groups, radio button. Read punctuation, checkbox. Read typed characters, numbers and letters, checkbox, checked. Delete, checkbox. Space, checkbox, checked. Modifiers, checkbox. OK, push button. Cancel, push button. Tab, checkbox. Backspace, checkbox, checked. Enter, checkbox, checked. Apply, push button. Cancel, spatially, read numbers and letters, read punctuation, checkbox. Numbers and letters, checkbox, check. Tab, checkbox. Delete, checkbox. Backspace, checkbox, checked. Space, checkbox, checked. Enter, checkbox, check. Modifiers, checkbox. Apply, OK. Cancel, push button. Review options, event notification, mount, event space. Event notifications, push button. Window. Configure MSR. Configure MSR window unavailable. Event notifications, push button. Foreground window. Event notifications. OK, push button. Event notifications, dialog. Announce new window, checkbox, checked. Announce menu, checkbox, checked. Announce pop-up menu, checkbox, checked. Announce tooltips, checkbox. OK, push button. Cancel, push button. Apply, push, announce tooltips, checkbox. Space. Announce tooltips, checkbox. Announce tooltips, checkbox, check. OK, apply, push button. Space. Apply, OK, push button. Space. OK, push button. Window. Configure mouse pointer options. Set focus tracking options for your mouse point. Track input focus. OK. Track input focus with mouse. Checkbox. Track secondary focus with mouse pointer. Checkbox. Track text. Track secondary focus. Track text insertion point. Caret with mouse pointer. Checkbox. Cancel. Apply. Push button. Mouse option. OK. Mouse. OK. Push. Reading. Voice settings. Push. OK. Push button. Space. Back to applet. Configure equal. Help equals F1. Foreground window. MSR help window. Back. Push button. MSR help window. Dialog. How to read using MSR. To read an entire window, select the window and press Ctrl plus SHIFT plus SPACE. To get information about the current item, press Ctrl plus SHIFT plus RETURN. To get a more detailed description, if there is one, press Ctrl plus SHIFT plus INSERT. To read the contents of an edit field, use Ctrl Shift Return or use the cursor keys. To silence the speech, just press Ctrl plus Shift. How to move around using the keyboard. To switch to another application, press Alt plus Tab. To go to the next button or other tool, press Tab. To go back, press Shift plus Tab. To select an item in a drop-down list, use the arrow keys. To select a checkbox or radio button, press the spacebar. How to get more help. To get help from within your application, press F1. To get basic help about Windows, tab to the Help for using Windows button on this window, press Enter to select, and then use the cursor keys. Back, push button. Help for using Windows, push button. MSR, configure help equals F1, push button. Tooltip. Foreground window. My computer, list item. Foreground window. Tray, page tab list. MSR page tab. Start, push button. Menu. Pop-up start. Nameless, client. Start, push button. Nameless, client. 10:50 p.m., client. Nameless, client. Tray, page tab list. My computer, page tab. MSR page tab. Nameless, client. Nameless, toolbar. Menu item. F, menu item. Menu item. S, menu item, menu end. Tooltip. Foreground window. Yes, push button. Log off Windows, dialog. Nameless, graphic. Are you sure you want to log off? Yes, push button. No, no, yes, no, push button. Space. Tool, tray, page, tool, foreground window. Foreground window. Tray, page tab list. Start, edit, edit, list, C, list item. Foreground. Tooltip. MS, configure, help, configure equal, voice, OK, voice settings, push, speed, edit, OK, push, speed, editable text, 3. Value, speed, editable text, 4, value, speed, editable text, 5, value, speed, editable text, 6, value, speed, editable text, 7, value, speed, editable text, 8, value, speed, editable text, 9, value, speed, editable text, 9, value, speed, editable text, volume, editable, speed, editable text, 9, value, value. Value. Speed. Editable text. 1. Value. Volume. Editable text. 9. Value. 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 Volume. Editable text. Value. Value. Volume. Editable text. 1. Value. Volume. Editable text. 1. Value. Volume. Editable text. 9. Pitch, editable text, 3, value, pitch, editable text, 9, value, pitch, editable text, 1, value, pitch, editable text, 3, voice settings, reading, voice settings, push button, space, voice settings, push button, window, configure MSR window, and available. Voice settings, push button. Foreground window. Voice settings. OK, push button. Voice settings, dialog. Name. Speed. Volume. Pitch. OK, push button. List. Editable text, 3. Spin 1, spin box, 3. Editable text, 9. Spin 1, spin box, 9. Editable text, 3. Spin 1, spin box, 3. Cancel, push button. Cancel, push button. Tooltip. Voice settings, dialog. Foreground window. Configure MSR. Voice settings, push button. Configure MSR dialog. Voice settings, push button. Reading settings. Set keyboard echo, push button. Event notifications, push button. Mouse pointer options. Set focus tracking options for your mouse pointer, push button. OK, push button. OK, voice settings, push button. Space. Voice setting. Cancel. Push button.
Voice settings. Dialog. Foreground window. Configure MSR. Voice settings. Push button. Configure MSR. Dialog. Voice settings. Push button. Foreground window. Tray. Page tab list. MSR page tab. Start. Push button. Menu. Pop-up start. Nameless. Client. Start. Push button. Nameless. Client. 10/5. Menu. Reading. Voice settings. Push button. Cancel. Tooltip. Voice settings. Dialog. For reading settings. Set keyboard X. Mouse. OK. Push button. Space. OK. Foreground window. MSR help window. Back. Push button. MSR help window. Dialog. How to read using MSR. To read an entire window, select the window and press Ctrl plus SHIFT plus SPACE. To get information about the current item, press Ctrl plus SHIFT plus RETURN. To get a more detailed description, if there is one, press Ctrl plus SHIFT plus INSERT. To read the help for back, help for space, help for using Windows, push button, window, MSR help window, MSR help window, window, unavailable, help for using Windows, push button, foreground window, help for using Microsoft Windows, help for using Microsoft Windows, dialog. Press the up and down arrow keys to move between paragraphs in this window, or escape to exit help. List. Back, push button. Done, push button. Back, done. Enter. Help for back, help for back, help for using Windows, push button. Back, push button. Enter. MSR help back to help equals F1 push button. Foreground window. Configure voice reading voice. Enter. Foreground speed edit. OK. Cancel.
Tooltip. Voice settings. Dial. Readings. OK. Map. Voice. Event notifications. Push button. Announce tooltips. Checkbox. Checked. Space. Announce tooltips. Checkbox. Checked. Announce tooltips. Checkbox. OK. Apply. Push button. Cancel. OK. Push button. Mouse. OK. Voice set. OK. Push button. Back to app. Quit equal. Help quit equals F9. No. Yes. Put. Foreground window. MSR. Help equals F1. Push button. MSR dialog. Options are grouping. Help equals F1. Push button. Configure equals F3. Push button. Back to application equals F12. Push button. Quit equals F9. Push button. Nameless graphic. Foreground window. Tray, page tab list. MSR page tab. Start, push button. Menu. Pop-up start. Nameless, client. Start, push button. S, menu item. Menu end, restart, shut down, radio button.